Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you from WKYT. We're glad you're along with us. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It is Thursday, October 8th.
And now at 6 a.m., classes are canceled for the rest of the week at Eastern Kentucky University as police are continuing to investigate what they describe as an escalating threat.
Officials are updating what they think happened before. 2 Kentucky-based workers died in flooding in South Carolina.
And students at an Eastern Kentucky school get surprised they help a staff member who was recently diagnosed with cancer.
And we are off and running on this Thursday morning. Temperatures starting off in the 50s for us, at least at the moment, but we will watch those continue to climb through the day. Defender quiet for one more solid day. Then we'll start tracking some changes with showers and a few thunder showers. We'll max out close to 80 degrees for you today with a mix of sun and clouds, but those changes are a-brewing. We'll track them hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
And first in the news on WKYT, classes at Eastern Kentucky University are closed this morning as police investigate a death threat that was found on campus.
The impact of that threat and the decision to call off class is being felt beyond the EKU campus, actually. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Richmond with details on all this.
Good morning, Rebecca. This death threat has shaken a lot of people, and it is leading to a lot of changes here on EKU's campus. There are not classes today, as you just mentioned, and they will not play their football game tonight here in the Roy Kidd Stadium behind me. I'll have more details in just a moment about where they are playing that game instead. But first, I want to focus on what police have been doing to respond to this threat that was found on Sunday. They've been stepping up their patrols on campus. They say they want students to feel safer. They say they will be out here in force today. Now, that message that was found written on the wall of a bathroom in the Powell building said, in part, "Kill all by October 8th." That prompted the university to cancel classes for the rest of the week. EKU is also offering a $10,000 reward. We're told that has led to some tips about the graffiti threat, but so far, no one has been arrested. While investigators are still searching for the person behind the message, several other alarming threats against the school have surfaced on social media sites. Now, the school is not taking any chances. Again, their football game that was scheduled for 7 o'clock tonight will not be played here at the Roy Kidd Stadium. Instead, they're moving it off campus and up to Georgetown. That game will be played now at Georgetown College's Toyota Stadium. Live in Richmond, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. We'll stay right on top of that story. And 2 Kentucky-based workers who died in the historic flooding in South Carolina have been identified. The men worked for R.J. Corman Railroad out of Nicholasville. And WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is at our live desk right now with more on how the accident happened and what we know. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Yeah, the coroner has identified 2 workers from the R.J. Corman Railroad Group who died in the flooding yesterday in South Carolina. The victims are 57-year-old Robert Vance of Lexington and 53-year-old Ricky McDonald of Chesapeake, Ohio. The men were in South Carolina to repair a washed-out railroad. A truck was carrying the 2 men and 3 other R.J. Corman workers near Columbia, South Carolina. Investigators say the truck went off a road that had been washed out by the flooding. The 3 other men were able to escape and make it to safety. Authorities now say the truck had not driven around a barricade as first reported. A sheriff's official says there was a barricade on the road, but it was in the wrong lane. He says the men should not have been on the road because a curfew was in place. A press release from the R.J. Corman Railroad Group said this about the accident. Although initial reports incorrectly stated that R.J. Corman employees had evaded barricades and ignored road closure signs, South Carolina State Highway Patrol has confirmed reports that those signs and barricades were improperly placed. The release went on to say that the investigation reports led us to believe the leading cause of the accident will be attributed to an inadequate warning. Now, Ricky McDonald had been with R.J. Corman for 6 years, and Lexington resident Bob Vance was with the company for 3 years. At the live desk,
Michelle, thank you very much for the update there. A person of interest in a deadly Louisville fire may have ties to Lexington. In July, 3 people died and 4 people, including 2 firefighters, were hurt in a house fire on the 2nd Street. Investigators released pictures of the person of interest. They say he was driving a white semi without a trailer the night before and the morning after the fire. Investigators have not elaborated on the man's possible connection to Lexington.
Police are looking for suspects after some expensive equipment was stolen from Lexington Animal Care and Control. Someone stole 2 generators from the group's trailers that are used to help pets in emergencies. Animal Control says that the theft also put $1,000 worth of vaccinations at risk. The trailers that were broken into were federally and locally funded. One was donated.
The time is 6:05 here on WKYT this morning, and Somerset police are investigating after a 6-year-old child was left alone on a school bus. Police say the driver of the bus took children to a skating rink for a field trip, and then went to Walmart and then to Lowe's. And a few hours later, police say someone in the parking lot saw the child on the bus and called for help. Police say the child ended up being left on the bus because of some miscommunication between the school staff and the bus driver.
Police need your help finding 2 Taylor County inmates who escaped. The sheriff's office says that Joshua Gill and Michael Tetrialt were on work detail when they stole a car that belongs to the Taylor County Jail. Police later found the car abandoned. They say the men were last seen wearing orange shirts and khaki pants. Well, the NCAA has talked with an Ohio State freshman whose recruitment by Louisville is mentioned in a book by an escort alleging that strippers danced and had sex with Cardinals players and prospects. Former Cardinals forward Shane Banahan said didn't have much to say about allegations in Katina Powell's book, Breaking Cardinal Rules, Basketball, and the Escort Queen. She alleges that Banahan participated in shows paid for by former Louisville basketball staffer Andre McGee. Statewide traffic deaths are on the rise, actually, so far this year. There were 549 fatalities as of Tuesday, 58 more than at the same time last year. That's according to preliminary numbers from the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety and Kentucky State Police. Many of the deaths occurred during the summer travel season, jumping from 253 on June 1st to 549 as of Tuesday. Of the more than 500 people killed this year, 215 were not wearing seatbelts. More than 100 died in crashes involving alcohol, and 137 died due to driver inattention. Well, Kentucky Elementary School planned for a big surprise for an employee who is facing a major health battle.
And it shows you how inspiring young people can be. Students at Emelina Elementary in Knott County donned their Team Rachel t-shirts. Rachel Couch, a reading specialist at the school, was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, yesterday was her last day at school, and she is now preparing to undergo chemo. At the end of the day, every student in the school took part in a surprise flash mob dance as a sign of support for Couch. They also wrote notes of appreciation and support, and Couch will be undergoing a mastectomy Friday at the University of Kentucky. And of course, we're all wishing her well, and obviously, those students of hers do as well.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell and First Alert Defender.
Nice, calm Thursday morning. That's going to spill over through the day today, but it won't last forever as we have some changes coming our way on Friday. Right now, temperatures are running in the 50s and a couple of spots showing up in the low to mid 60s. We look now at Lexington, 58 degrees, 55 in Richmond, 56 London. You get the general idea here. Very nice start with a thin veil of clouds hanging out with us. We focus our attention well off to the northwest as we are tracking a frontal boundary. And you notice there's not a lot of organization along that boundary as you've got a big gap between Minnesota and all the way back into Montana with as far as the coverage of the showers. But they will get back together and they'll make a run at us here in the coming days. We go through your Thursday. Check this out. Just mild air hanging out with us. Very comfortable. A lot of sunshine out there today with some clouds mixing in. But then your Friday gets here and we start tracking showers and even a few thunder showers. I don't think the coverage will ever look like it does here. This is just to give you a general idea of the fact that we will be dealing with some rain on Friday, and then behind that front, chilly air. What happens is a little wave of energy gets going, and it'll cause showers to linger to our east a little bit. So you folks there in southern and eastern Kentucky, you'll have showers a little while longer into your Saturday as well. We go all the way through Saturday with our rainfall forecast, and a big deal. We will have showers around. We will have a few thunder showers that could bring a little isolated amount higher than what you're seeing here. But the general theme here is maybe 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. The bigger thing, the thing's going to add that punch to it is going to be the front bringing the chill to the air, because highs are going to fall 10 to 15 degrees compared to where they are today. Tomorrow it's going to be a stagger step down to the low 70s, and then we get more so into the 60s on your Saturday. Nighttime temperatures, they're going to drop as well. Early on Sunday morning, we could see low 40s and maybe even a few upper 30s. That's what kind of chill we're talking about there. Let's break the rest of the 7-day forecast down as we're tracking all those showers and thunderstorms Friday and into Saturday, and then we'll go through more of a calmer period for a few days at least, it looks like, so we're talking daytime highs back in the 60s and low 70s. So today is one to enjoy. We change it up for you tomorrow, and it doesn't come all at once. It just comes in stages tomorrow, Bill.
And some probably need that rain.
We do, because we have been dry for a while here. I mean, we got rain last week, but the overall theme has been dry, so this kind of helps us out.
Another mowing or two probably before we're done, right?
That chilly temperature might get a hold of it.
That changes things. All right, thank you, Jim. Each morning we bring you weather and traffic together, and we're going to go out to Officer Don and look at what's happening out on the roads. Heard a busy signal there, so soon we can't get up with him. He's out there on 98.1 The Bull playing the music, having some fun. Here's North Broadway and Haggard Lane this morning, and that car's moving along fine, so that early bird is going to make it in no problem. We have really no reports of any major issues this morning. Sounds like it is going to be a good day for the commute in, so everybody just buckle up. Travel safely. Have your sunglasses today with that sunshine, at least for now.
Yeah.
All right.
Take advantage of it while it lasts.
And we'll see if we can get into Officer Don a little bit later. See if we can get on his schedule this morning.
Yeah, just call back, always busy.
WKYT this morning has a lot more on the way for you here on this Thursday.
The head of Volkswagen American heads to Capitol Hill today for tough questioning about the emissions scandal.
And just in time for the holidays, Amazon rolls out a new tool that could mean more handmade gifts under the tree this year. That's on the way.